Life becomes simpler the moment we choose to focus only on what truly matters, and allow everything else to fall away. With this single line, Mark Manson sets the tone for a book that challenges the way most people live their lives. We spend years chasing the idea of being happier, more successful, more admired, more perfect. Yet this relentless pursuit rarely delivers peace. Instead, it often creates a constant internal whisper, "You're not enough." Mark Manson confronts this mindset with a direct, almost confrontational message. Don't try. This is not a call to laziness. Rather, it is an invitation to stop treating life like a performance, where we must endlessly upgrade ourselves. When life becomes a checklist of self-improvement strategies, we stop living and start managing. The heart of the book asks us to shift our attention, to care deeply about what genuinely matters, and to stop wasting emotional energy on everything that doesn't. Lesson 1. Don't try. Manson introduces the feedback loop from hell, a surprisingly accurate description of how people get trapped inside their own minds. It goes like this. You feel bad, then you feel bad for feeling bad, and suddenly a small emotion turns into a spiral of overthinking. Imagine feeling nervous before a presentation. Instead of accepting the nervousness, you get angry about it. Then you start worrying that people will notice your anxiety. Now you're stressed not about the presentation, but about your stress about the presentation. This loop is what steals peace from most people. The escape lies in withdrawing attention from emotions that don't deserve it. Not every feeling requires correction. Not every opinion requires response. Not every inconvenience deserves stress. When we stop obsessing over every insecurity, happiness becomes lighter, emotions become manageable, and the mind becomes still. Ironically, by caring a little less about everything, we gain more space for the things that truly shape our lives. Lesson 2. Happiness is a problem. The book challenges the cultural belief that happiness is our default state. Instead, Manson explains that problems are permanent companions in life. Solve one, and another appears. Happiness doesn't come from eliminating problems. It comes from solving meaningful ones. The real question is not, why is life difficult? The real question is, which challenges are worth enduring? Consider a few examples. Training for a marathon hurts, but it strengthens you. Having difficult conversations in a relationship is uncomfortable, but it builds trust. Learning a new skill is frustrating, but it expands your confidence. Struggle becomes meaningful when it aligns with your values. Trying to escape all discomfort only leads to stagnation and dissatisfaction. But choosing your struggle, willingly stepping into discomfort that leads somewhere, creates purpose. Lesson 3. You are not special. Modern culture bombards us with messages that we must be extraordinary. Social media amplifies this pressure by constantly showing highlight reels of other people's lives. While the intention behind "you can be anything" is positive, the effect can be harmful. It creates entitlement, insecurity, and unrealistic expectations. Manson argues that embracing normalcy is not a failure, it's freedom. When you stop trying to be extraordinary, you stop living for external validation. You gain room to grow at a natural pace. You begin to enjoy ordinary experiences without evaluating them by how impressive they look. Think of a young professional who constantly compares his career with millionaires on the internet. No matter how hard he works, he feels behind. But the moment he accepts that life is not a race, his journey becomes meaningful because he finally values progress over perfection. Ordinary does not mean meaningless. Often, the most authentic joys are found in quiet routines, friendships, and daily growth. Lesson 4. The value of suffering. Every person must choose their form of suffering. This is one of the most profound ideas in the book. There are only two types of pain: productive suffering, discipline, effort, responsibility, growth, and destructive suffering, avoidance, denial, procrastination, regret. You cannot avoid pain completely. Life will demand it either way. But you can choose the pain that builds your future instead of the pain that destroys it. For example, waking up early to study is uncomfortable, but it opens opportunities. Avoiding difficult conversations with someone may feel easier, but in the long run, it poisons the relationship. Intentional suffering is the price of meaningful achievement. The pain you choose determines the person you become. Lesson 5. You are always choosing. Manson reminds us that life is full of uncontrollable variables, circumstances, people, the past, luck. But there is one thing we always control: our response. Two people can face the same event and walk away with completely different outcomes. If two people lose their jobs, one might fall into hopelessness and blame external forces. The other might treat it as an opportunity to learn a new skill or pursue a better career. The situation is the same, the choice is not. Responsibility is not the same as blame. It does not mean everything is your fault. It means you own your next step. This realization is empowering. It shifts control from the world into your hands. Lesson 6. You're wrong about everything, but so am I. Intellectual humility is the theme of this chapter. Humans are wired to believe they're right, even when they're not. We misjudge situations, misinterpret motives, and cling to outdated beliefs long after they stop serving us. Manson compares life to a GPS system constantly recalibrating its route. You may believe you're on the correct path, but reality changes, new information appears, and your assumptions must adjust. A leader who refuses to admit mistakes becomes rigid, insecure, and disconnected. But a leader who says, "I might be wrong, let's reevaluate," creates a culture of trust and growth. Curiosity becomes more valuable than confidence. The more willing you are to be wrong, the more capable you become of learning and evolving. Lesson 7. Failure is the way forward. The do something principle says something powerful. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Most people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect idea, or the perfect mood, but motivation rarely arrives on its own. Taking even the smallest step generates momentum. Think of a student procrastinating all day. The moment he opens the book, just to read one page, he ends up studying for an hour. Action breaks inertia. Movement creates clarity. Manson reframes failure as a necessary stage of progress. Every attempt reveals something new. What works, what doesn't, where to go next. Perfectionism stops people from starting. Action moves them forward. Lesson 8. The importance of saying no. Life becomes more peaceful when we say no more often. People say yes because they fear missing out, fear conflict, or fear disappointing others. But every unnecessary yes takes energy away from goals that matter. Over time, this leads to burnout, frustration, and diluted priorities. Saying no is not selfish. It is an act of respect for yourself, your time, and your boundaries. For example, someone who says yes to every social plan eventually feels drained. Someone who says yes to every workplace request loses the energy needed to grow personally. Strong boundaries protect mental clarity and strengthen relationships because they ensure honesty and respect. Lesson 9. And then you die. The book concludes with a sobering but liberating reminder: life is finite. When we confront this truth honestly, our priorities rearrange themselves. Suddenly, the things that felt urgent, ego, comparison, small conflicts, lose their power. What rises instead is a desire to spend time on meaning, relationships, purpose, and genuine experiences. Mortality has a way of sharpening our values. It forces us to ask, what truly deserves my attention? What matters enough to care about? When we accept the limits of our time, we begin to live with greater clarity and integrity. We choose connection over competition, purpose over distraction, and authenticity over appearance. In a nutshell, the subtle art of not giving a F is not a call to apathy. It is a guide to intentional focus, choosing what deserves your emotional investment and releasing everything else without guilt. A meaningful life is not about doing everything, caring about everything, or trying harder every day. It is about choosing the right things to care about, the right struggles to embrace, and the right values to build your identity on. The core reminders are simple but powerful. Choose your values consciously. Guard your attention fiercely. Invest in meaningful growth. Set boundaries that protect your well-being. Let go of distractions without guilt. When practiced consistently, these choices create a life that is clearer, calmer, and infinitely more fulfilling. And if you want the full audiobook-style version, simply comment "audiobook" and I'll prepare it for you.